What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below. As usual, this was entitled Black Female Privilege or Female Privilege. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'm going to be talking about predominantly black people, black women, and on this one. Everybody has a privilege. I don't care who you are, what gender, what race, um, but in America you have a privilege. Just it is true. Part of that privilege is the double standard that works for somebody or works for you doesn't work for other people, even when it's egregious. You know, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't work for other people, and some people use these things to their advantage. So, I'm not saying this. I'm not really saying this like out of like hate or spite. I'm just pointing it out that sisters, y'all have a lot of privileges. Whether you like to admit it or not. You know, say parenting is concerned, women have a privilege over men in general as far as parenting goes, or how society views it, how family courts view it. As far as when they're young, when children are young, it's all about mom, mom, mom. So under that umbrella, you can really do no wrong, per se. So what winds up happening is mothers get away with a lot of bad decisions, bad decision making, bad parenting because they have a privilege over fathers. Now, black mothers, because of society's um, irrational hate towards black men, you get an extra privilege, even whether you're doing a good job or a bad job. But the double standard is the women that do bad jobs as parents are held to the same standard as the women that do good jobs as parents. And the women that do bad jobs as parents are held above the men who do good jobs as parents. So, you know, and the men that do good jobs as parents are held up as anomalies. So that's a double standard, privilege, right? Same thing with affirmative action. You don't hear brothers really complain about it like that, but when you hear black women allude to it a lot, where I'm a woman and I'm black, so I'm two checks in the affirmative action box when it comes to hiring. So don't act like, oh, we got no privileges over men. It's not true. Um, Another privilege is, you could demonize your men and still expect them to fix your problems. You see, that's something that, men in general can't do, and black men in particular can't do. We can't blame all of the ills of the world, even the ones that we brought upon ourselves, on black women and then turn around and ask black women to fix it. Can't do that. So that's a privilege, and more so to expect that to be done, and um, try to shame men who won't do it even under those circumstances. That's what I mean by privilege. You know, as far as dating and preferences, there's a privilege. Black women, you can have all your dating preferences in the world. That's people just got to deal with it. But when it comes to black men having a preference, it's always a problem, whether it's within the race or outside of the race. Think about it. If black women like light guys, not a problem. Black women like dark guys, not a problem. Black women like tall guys, short guys, skinny guys, fat guys, rich guys, poor guys, good guys, bad guys. They can like whoever they want to like. Black guys, non-black guys. You can like whoever you want to like, and stand on the podium of I got my preferences. Brothers can't do that. We can't just like dark girls or light girls or skinny girls or fat girls or in shape girls or black girls, non-black girls, rich girls, poor girls, feminine girls, butch girls. The minute we start saying that, if we got a preference, it's a big problem. So, like I said, there's a privilege in that. Is what it is. Uh, Expectations. You know, you're not expect like you expected to be a success in society in the way of their school is catered to females in general. So the fact that you get an education or get a better education than guys is not really surprising, just across the board in general with all women. But to say you got a better education than guys, you you're making more money than guys, which really in numbers wise isn't true, but the education part is probably true. Um, to say you don't need guys and then turn around and say where the guys at. See, that's a privilege that guys don't have. We can't say, you know what, I'm doing better than you. I don't need you. I don't want you. Where the good black women at? I mean, visually, y'all can do whatever y'all want per se with y'all looks and be looked at to some degree with respect. You know, like things that you ladies can do, men can't do, especially black men. You know, black men can't walk around and be taken seriously the minute we start dyeing our hair blonde and red and blue and purple and all that. People look at you funny. You know, black men can't walk around and if you see a father and he's making his daughter masculine and his son feminine, people are not gonna pat him on the back and clap his and give him a standing ovation like let them kids be whatever they want to be. They're gonna say no. What is your problem? Um, black men can't walk around and let's take this back a little bit. As far as marriage, you know, men are perceived as cheaters. That's the negative stereotype. But the flip side of that is women do the exact same thing, and it just says that maybe she needs options. And what I mean by that is, um, a woman can date a guy or be with a guy, be married to a guy, but have a guy on the back burner on the side that she could, kind of step to when she's in need of attention, and it's because she's not getting enough love and attention at home. Nobody sees a problem with that. A woman can have multiple people that are of the opposite sex that she uses for money, entertainment, sex, um, maybe even just conversation, knowledge, or wisdom. Not not looked at as a problem. If she happens to be in a relationship and happens to fall in love with one of those guys while she's in a relationship or other multiple guys, it's looked at as maybe he wasn't doing something right to keep her. Not that she was an opportunist. She's not looked at as a cheater per se, by society and by and large. Um, if a guy does that, player, user, manipulator, womanizer, gigolo type thing. So that's a privilege, whether you like to admit it or not. Um, a man can't get with a woman for a short period of time and then say he's entitled to everything that she worked for before she met him, you know, or before he met her, and be entitled to, what she can potentially make after they separate and be looked at as respectable afterwards. Like, you know, so what I'm saying is a man can't get with a woman, and especially a black man, can't get with a black woman and take half of what she's worked for and then turn right around and say, well, she should have signed a prenup. She shouldn't have got with him then. She should have knew that was going to happen. And that's part of what I mean by privilege, because it's a privilege to be able to systematically do a person in and then turn right around and say, you should have known you would have got done in. And you should have protected yourself because that's how we get down. But that same mentality in itself, if it comes from a man to a woman, especially a black man to a black woman, is looked at as despicable. Just what it is. Um, One of the other privileges is, chivalry for sure. Nobody can dispute that. But furthermore, there's a certain privilege in being able to make mistakes because you don't have to be responsible for them. See, you can actively pursue a delusional failure and still be able to blame it on a guy who has nothing to do with it or isn't in the picture. And everybody could say, yeah, it's his fault. Like, men can't do that, black men can't do that. We can't. And even if your claims are legitimate, nobody is going to take you seriously when you're blaming a person around you that is non-existent to most people of your shortcomings and failures, even if they actually are the root cause of it. So, at the end of the day, there's those are privileges. Like, furthermore, just man or woman, men don't get paid for their time. Like, it's not looked at as a societal thing where, oh well, she needs to pay him for his presence. That's a double standard that doesn't exist. If, and she'll get sex for that, and that's just they're square, they're even. That's just a male female one right there. But in my opinion, people have privileges, and these are some of them. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.